Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation. Now today I'm going to be giving you guys this Dragon Ball Z tag Q&A sort of thing. 21 questions. I was tagged by Ugly Man's, Quaman's Land. I was tagged by him to do this and I'm finally getting into it. I'm not going to have an answer directly for everything. I looked over the questions, saw the video. I'm not going to have a question for every single one of these, but I'll answer all the ones that I can here and then tag one single person at the end. Maybe you guys can guess who it's gonna be, but let's get right into this. Question number 1: who is your favorite character and why? Now they gotta make me think by being descriptive on saying why it's my favorite character. My favorite character has been Goku for a very long time now, and it's still Goku. By far my favorite character in the series, and the reason I never really had a whole in-depth reason. Goku's a character that I've just really I'm really attached to, you could say. I've always liked the growth of the character, even though he's not one of the most incredibly well-developed characters compared to other people. Obviously, he's got his development. In Z, it's a little, it's not as much as his character development as in Dragon Ball. But I always loved Goku's personality, his upbeat nature. Goku as a fighter is just such an intelligent fighter. There's always hope when you think of Goku. He always instills hope. He's pretty much the character that, it really is the only character that always gives people something to hope for, something to look forward to, because they know that he's always there to protect them. No one thinks he's going to be gone except for him. He's the only one that really has that realization that he's not going to be there forever. That's why he's always, he was training Gohan to, have Gohan take over the mantle. He was going to let the two kids, Goten and Trunks, take over the mantle. He's that one character that has the realization that he is not always going to be there to protect him, even though it's always that the story never really gets rid of him, but it's kind of a brief. Maybe I'll go really in depth in a whole video on why Goku's my favorite character, all the little nuances to his character. I mean, there are parts of him that aren't very complex, but I think Goku maybe doesn't get enough credit for character depth. But moving on to the next one. Who is your favorite villain and why? Now, this is a very simple one, and a lot of people know my favorite villain and my second favorite character actually is Cell. Mainly Perfect Cell, but that's probably the one that most people really cater towards. Cell really had a lot going for him as a villain. He was such a unique character design. That insectoid look, and all the little skills that he had, all the skills from all the fighters, which was such a unique approach. I was so unique until Majin Buu obviously came out, and he had the regeneration too. Cell's just got that vibe to him, that cockiness. And this mostly comes from Damian Clark's performance with that voice acting performance. But just that, not really snobbiness, but I'm better than you, I am perfect, obviously. Just that taunting nature to everything he says. And I guess some of that probably does come from Frieza, that, he's better than everyone. He can't be defeated. That arrogance, just confidence in that character, and just the dialogue that is written for him is just perfect to me. And I'm not trying to make any, joke, right? I'm not trying to make a pun right there. But Cell really is such a unique character just in the story in general. He wasn't like the most evil guy. He was evil, don't get me wrong, but he didn't kill just about everyone on sight. And he had all these personalities taken from all of our characters that we knew growing up with the show, and when he comes in, he kind of has bits and pieces of everyone. More of the powerful personalities really do stick out, like Vegeta and Frieza. They really are very potent in his overall theme as a character, what he really does. He definitely is a bad guy with a lot of pride and a lot of arrogance, and he just thinks he's better than everybody. And I just love that about that character. It always puts a smile on my face whenever I see him on screen. The performance he gave in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Damian Clark, when he finally returned to the Dragon Ball games to voice act, he knocked it out of the park. He made me feel like it was new episodes of the show in a way, the way he gave his performance so perfectly. Favorite quote or statement is the next question. I really honestly don't have one. There's so many quotes that I love from even like the dub eras, which are hilarious. Like there's so many improvised lines, and even like a lot of the new material. One of the dub changes that's in actually Resurrection, I find out Super Jane likes this one, where Vegeta says like, "Oh, I too have gone Super Saiyan and as well as attained power of a god," and that was a great line. I really don't have I can't really pinpoint one line that I really like. Not like, but is my absolute favorite. And definitely, there's a lot of lines that I enjoy. Which is my favorite female character? I guess I don't really have to explain this one. It doesn't ask me to. Bulma, probably, or Android 18. If I had to really pick, I'm talking about favorite as in a character, not attractiveness. But if you want like a character, I would say Bulma is the best female character in this series, in my opinion. What is my favorite fight? That's a tough one as well, because I love Goku versus Kid Buu. Well, Goku and Vegeta. I love Gotenks versus Super Buu as well. Goku versus Cell, the original Goku versus Vegeta fight. Majin Vegeta versus Goku. Those are all great fights. The one I'll answer it this way. The one I always have the most replay value with, and I'll probably be my favorite, maybe not necessarily the best fight in the series, but I always enjoyed Super Vegito versus Super Buu, Gohan Absorbed. That's always been one I enjoyed the most. And again, another one here I can't possibly answer. My favorite episode, I really can't pick one. There's no way I could pick one. One of my favorite filler episodes, and maybe even my favorite one, I can't remember the episode number exactly, but the episode where Goku, the whole gang really is at the party after the defeat of Majin Buu. They're in that gathering, where Goku was protecting those eggs. That's a really nice episode in my opinion. Favorite Dragon Ball song? I'm going to exclude all the games right now. That's so difficult to answer, and one that's really grown on me is Shozetsu Dynamic. At the Dragon Ball Super theme, it's really, really growing on me. I think it might be my favorite theme from the series, honestly. Favorite movie or special? The one I have the most enjoyment of is Resurrection F. I know it has a lot of problems, but as far as entertainment value and action, that's my favorite one. You want me to be honest on what the best film I think is, the most well-made one, in my honest opinion? Either Battle of Gods or Movie 8, Broly, Legendary Super Saiyan. I think the Broly movie is actually well done. I think it's among one of the best ones, even though not everyone likes Broly. I'm not talking about Broly's character, I'm talking about the film in general. I think that's a well-made film. Favorite Dragon Ball game? I've answered this one a million times. Xenoverse is my absolute favorite. Then Budokai, Burst Summit, those types of games. And I actually skipped one. What's my favorite race? Saiyans are my favorite race. If I was in the Dragon Ball world, who would I train with? I remember doing a video with Rhyme Style about this. I would train with King Kai, assuming I can handle the gravity. You get to relax, eat food, even though, it's probably not made that well. If I have the choice, I'll have the Elder Kai unlock my potential. What is the saddest moment in Dragon Ball? There's a couple of those. I almost want to do a video about this, but I'll pick 3 just so I don't spoil it. Because who knows when I'll do the video. Definitely Goku when he leaves, when he goes to sacrifice himself when Cell's about to self-destruct. That's definitely among one of the saddest. Majin Vegeta, Vegeta sacrificing himself against Buu. Future Gohan, you could argue, I can see that's a very sad scene. I wasn't as attached to Gohan's character as a lot of people were. Future Gohan, but I can definitely see the sadness in that scene. There's a lot of sad scenes in Dragon Ball, and I think I want to really save that one for a whole video topic just so I don't spoil it, even though probably not everyone's going to see this video, obviously. What is the most shocking moment? Honestly, probably the most unexpected, and this is honestly just off the top of my head, not really putting a whole lot of thought into it. When the Elder Kai gives Goku his life, and then even though he's going to be, in his body somewhere else, it was just hilarious to see him fall and then get right back up. And I think that was just shocking to look at it like that, really. Funniest moment in Dragon Ball, probably where Roshi has that nosebleed on the Invisible Man, and Roshi is the funniest character in Dragon Ball. What is the most memorable moment? I think there's 3 to come to mind, and it is a little bit, you know, generic because they're transformations, but Goku going into Super Saiyan for the first time, Gohan turning Super Saiyan 2, Goku turns Super Saiyan 3. Those are all huge moments in the series, and they're memorable for a very good reason. They're pinnacle points in the series, showing a huge jump in power. Transformations are like one of the biggest things about Dragon Ball Z. It's kind of understandable why they'd be so memorable. How do I prefer to watch Dragon Ball? Funimation dub with the Japanese subs on. That's what I prefer. I have no problem watching it in the original Japanese or Kai, but I just like watching original Funimation because that's what I grew up with. What is something you have that most fans don't have? Well, a hat with the Majin symbol, I'm sure there's only a small minority of people that actually own one of those, even though it's not hard to get. I mean, I have a bunch of collectibles. I have the Goku temperature changing mug. That could be one of them. I don't have like the Dragon boxes like Geekdom has, so. Which fake transformation, fusion, or character do you like the most now? So you're talking about like a fan-made sort of deal here. That's interesting, really. So when you mean fake, do you mean like from, does this mean like from the game? I'm just going to exclude anything from the games, anything officially licensed or anything like that. So, you know, games are off limit, all that stuff. So something completely fan-made. I've always thought, well, I guess I can count this. Super Saiyan 3 Vegito. That's always been cool in Dragon Ball Multiverse. Super Saiyan 3 Vegito is something we always wanted to see. We never got to see it. I do think the gold Super Saiyan 4 character looks cool. What is the #1 thing you love about Dragon Ball? I love the characters. Goku's one of, if not my favorite character in any sort of series ever. I love the characters in Dragon Balls and all the interactions they have with each other. They're really taking advantage in Dragon Ball Super with, you know, Beerus and Champa's interactions. I always love the character interaction. I think that's probably the #1 thing I love. Also the fight scenes, you can't knock those. What's the thing I hate about Dragon Ball? That's something I don't really think of a whole lot. I love the series and it's not perfect. But if I had to, and this doesn't really go for the manga but more for the anime, is the pacing. There is pacing problems. Even with Super, there's pacing problems. So that's probably the thing I dislike the most. Where does the Dragon Ball series rank in your favorite anime of all time? It's easily #1. It's no question for me. So that's been the 21 question Q&A. I answered as many as I possibly could. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. But before I go, I have one single person to tag. And I'm going to instill all of my faith into this. And hopefully he will complete this if he has not already been tagged. And I want you guys to make sure on Twitter and in the comments on his videos that he knows that he's been tagged, even though I have a Skype contact. You guys really need to push him to do this. Blacken Fist. We need this done before 6 months because, well, that's a long time. So let's hopefully he can get that done. I'm instilling all of my faith that he can do this. But other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.